Recording in progress.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. It's Amazon here, and in this very short live session or live training, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can write great and quality books for Amazon KDP using ChatGPT. I'm not going to be going into details to share what ChatGPT is all about and all of that. You could easily get all those information from the internet. I'm sure that is not new to you. You know, a number of you may have been using it already. And for those of you that have not actually known anything about it, it's actually a chatbot, or in simple terms, an artificial intelligence writing tool or an artificial intelligence text generator app that you can interact with. You ask it whatever you want it to tell you, and it tells you whatever it is that you have asked it based on what it has been pre-trained to do. Now, when it broke the internet a few days ago, or a few weeks, months ago, a lot of people jumped in and started using it for so many different purposes, especially for searching, for information, just like we do on Google. In fact, the news carried that the company Google is already panicking because this has already come as a threat. Now, if you have been publishing books on Amazon, whatever means you use to write your book, especially full content books, normal ebooks, stories, you may have written some of your books based on enough research on the internet. You may have written some of your books based on the knowledge you have already. And what I want to show you today is basically something very powerful. I don't think anybody has really done any research on what I'm going to share with you today, but I know that after this, a lot of people are going to, embrace it and start using it. But it is very important because most of you who are watching this video right now have bought a thing or two from me. And it's in my tradition that whenever I find something more interesting than what I have thought, I will try as much as possible to share it again to you guys so that you are able to get a full glimpse and full grasp of how to maximize, what you currently use. Having said that, ChatGPT is what we're going to be using today, and I'm going to be using it very quickly to do a few things. And those things I'm going to be doing are more like what encapsulates Amazon publishing. And what do I mean? With this tool, we are going to be doing we are going to be doing some niche research. We are going to do some keyword research. We are going to do some book title generation. We are going to do some, manuscript development. We are going to do some outline development. And I'm going to show you how to generate and write very good books using ChatGPT. However, you should know that there's a restriction to this particular tool because in their terms and conditions on how to use ChatGPT, you are not allowed to generate content and share it outside and then represent as though it was written by a human. It is actually a restriction on the platform. However, what we're going to be doing, just like any other kind of writing, is we are going to be using ChatGPT for research purposes, generation of content, but we have the responsibility to edit those contents, proofread them, and ensure that we add one or two, aspects from our own perspective that really shares and really portrays the book as though it was written by us. That being said, I'm going to jump right into my software, my own ChatGPT software, and I'm going to show you exactly how this works. I'm going to show you exactly how this works. Right? So, okay, great. Now I'm going to share my screen. And what I even intend to do right now is, before I start sharing my screen, is there a topic that you guys want me to do an experiment on so that this can be very practical? I'd like you to maybe give me a topic or just think about any niche, think about any idea it is that you have. Maybe you have been planning to write a book on. Just think about it. Just put it on the comments I'm going to take it out, and then we are going to use that particular comment or that particular niche or particular keyword as the basis for writing this particular book we are going to be using for this experiment. So if you have any topic or any idea, whatever that you have been planning perhaps to write about, and you want me to use that as the the um what word should I use? As you, if you want me to use that as the source for practicals this afternoon, I just drop it in the comment. But if there is none, I'll go ahead and do something entirely different. So I'll just wait like for the next 30 seconds to see a response from any of you. But then if there is none, I'll go ahead and share my screen, and then we go moving forward. All right, let's go with what I have. Okay, great. That's okay. So let me pull up ChatGPT right now. I have it open on another browser, but unfortunately, I cannot share that particular browser via Zoom. I don't know why. So just give me a short few seconds to put this up. Let it load. I hope you can see my screen though. I don't know. Anytime I use Chrome to access this platform, it keeps loading on endlessly. Keep loading. All right, so let's see. Let's see. Okay, great. I don't know, how many of you experienced this issue of having to verify and keep loading endlessly? I prefer to use Opera Mini to search this website. I don't get all of this, but I can't share Opera Mini directly here. I don't know why that is so. Okay. Okay, great. So it's not just me. Everybody or most people experience it, but mine takes too long to load. But when I use Opera, when I use an Opera Mini browser, it doesn't take this long. Now I've been trying to see if I can share that Opera Mini browser. Excel. Okay, great. All right, so I'm changing this. I've changed the browser now. I'm using Opera Mini, and Opera Mini does not take that long for me though to load. So you can see. Hope you can see my screen now. You can see that I have ChatGPT platform open here. All right, I want to give you a very quick hack as to the way I use this particular tool to generate content. I've written quite a number of stuff, both both books, and many other things. Now, I want to use this to show you a very practical example. Said I should use what I have. Now, this is how I intend for this thing to work. Remember, I said this is going to be a very short class. Now, look at what I'm going to do. Remember that the platform we're publishing books on is what? Amazon KDP, right? And the idea of publishing books is to publish books that people are going to buy, people are going to, get some use case for, something valuable. We don't want to just put anyhow content. Yeah. So this is how you use this particular tool for Amazon KDP. I usually prefer that you even have a guide. There's a guide I shared. I'm sure every one of you should have this guide. Let me quickly put that up. Instead of just doing some random stuff, let me quickly pull that guide up. I shared one particular picture with you that have some profitable niches to write on. I think that's a very good stuff you just use instead of having to doing any kind of guesswork. Let me see if I can. I'm sure that you guys should have this. Let me see. Let me share that stuff, and then you tell me if you have it or not. But I know I shared it with you guys. This. How many of you have this particular picture I shared some time ago, either in the WhatsApp group or in Telegram group? I know I shared this particular stuff to you guys. I shared this stuff. I don't have proprietary claim on this particular stuff. It's everywhere on the internet. I saw it, but I know it is very valuable. Please, how many of you have this? If you don't have it, let me know so that I can share it again into the group. Now, this thing you are seeing, is a very important tool because it shows. He said I didn't. Okay, I actually did. Maybe you should check the group again. Check the WhatsApp group. Just scroll upwards. In fact, this thing I'm showing you now, I'm showing you directly from the WhatsApp group. Anyway, but I'm going to share it again, so no issues. So now this thing you see, it has 72 profitable markets that you can write on. And the first category is on health. Second category is on wealth, and the third category is on love. So now we're going to let's take one from this aspect of love. Let me zoom out so that you zoom in so that you can see. Now we are going to publish one book or create content around one book from this particular niche. Now we're going to be using wealth as a case study. Now under wealth, we have finance, business, real estate, crypto, marketing, land, stock, sales, wholesale, and so on and so forth. Now, out of all of this, I want to pick out just one, and let me take real estate for it as a case study. Or you want to use real estate now to develop. We are going to generate a now. Just take note of what we are going to be generating with this particular stuff. We are going to generate a title, a book title, a profitable book title. We are going to get searchable keywords that we're going to use. Those 7 keywords that Amazon require, we're going to use this to get it. We are also going to generate our book description. We are going to generate our book outline, right? We're also going to generate our book manuscripts, like as in content for the manuscript. We're also going to generate what else? I think that those are the major things that we need for this particular experiment. And just look at how I'm going to do this. Now remember that our topic is what? Our broad niche is what? Real estate. So I'm going to go back now to share my ChatGPT screen. Then I'll show you how to use this. Now remember our topic is what? Real estate. Now this is what I'm going to do. I'll type this. You can type anything you want. Remember that this is an interactive tool. So whatever you give it is what it's going to give out back to you. And you should know that the kind of result you get using this tool is based on the knowledge you have about the tool and how you use it. That is just it. And this is true for every other kind of tool that you have access to, right? So now this is how I do my own search sometimes, but I have other ways I search, but this is one of the basic ways to go about this. Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, suggest an interesting book title for the real estate niche. For the real estate niche on Amazon KDP. And I'm going to click on that. And look at what it's going to show me now. Can you feel the magic of this? Okay, now I got all of these in less than 5 seconds. Can you see that? Now look at this. It gave me about 10 different angles to which I can approach this. The first is what? It says the ultimate guide to investing in real estate. Guys, I want us to do this together. You can just, as I read, you can read through. Then we are going to suggest one of the topics that we are going to write the other aspect of, like the keywords, the book description, the book outline, and the book manuscript. We are all going to select one of these particular. Anyway, since we are 3, we may be hard to decide on one. So we can just pick whatever it is that you want, and then I'll use the one I have chosen, and you use the one you choose for your own experiment. Now we have the ultimate guide to investing in real estate. We have building your real estate empire, a step-by-step guide. The smart investor's guide to real estate. Mastering the art of real estate negotiation. Real estate 101, the essential guide for beginners. Maximizing your real estate ROI. We have strategies and tactics. We have the Insider's Guide to Real Estate Investing. We have the Real Estate Investor's Handbook. We have Real Estate Marketing, Proven Strategies for Success, Real Estate Investing for the Modern Age. Now, you can see here that it explains a few things for us. It says these titles aim to appeal to a wide range of readers, from beginners looking for an introduction to real estate investing to more experienced investors seeking advanced strategies and tactics. The titles also focus on various aspects of real estate investing, including investing for beginners, building a real estate empire, mastering negotiation, and maximizing return on investment. Now, from these things, you can see that these are very, very high quality titles that we can work with. Now, out of all of this, I think what I'm going to go with is this number 3 that says the Smart Investor's Guide to Real Estate. Reasons best known to me. Whatever it is that you choose to write on, just pick one and then go ahead to the next stage. Right? Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this now. I'm going to copy this. Just copy this. I'll come here. Now, look at what I'm going to do. Next, now we have generated our book title. We have that checked. The second thing I want to generate is the book outline. That's how I actually go about it. I'm going to generate the book outline. Now, this is what I'm going to do. I will say, write a full outline for the book titled, I'm now going to paste this, The Smart Investor's Guide to Real Estate. I'm going to now search. I hope you're following me. Just let me know so that I know that we are going on a good pace. We are not rushing anything, and we are just, moving at a very, very good and smooth pace. Great. All right. So now I'm going to start this out. Now just look at see, there is nothing else to quantify this than pure magic. Like this is crazy. Like I don't know how else to explain what this thing does for us. I don't know how else to explain it. There's nothing else, no word. There's no word that can. I just say that this is magic. It's just magic. There's nothing else to say. Do you know how long it takes normally to generate an outline for your book? But this is what we have. We have a full-fledged outline for us generated in less than 10 seconds. Now, if you look at these particular contents one after the other, you will see that what we have here is massive. There is a lot here. You can write up to a 200-page book with this, right? Now, secondly, we have generated our book outline, and that is cool. Now, the next thing we want to do is to generate. I'm going to show you something now. Okay, what I used to do is when I get stuff like this, sometimes I open Microsoft Word or Google Docs, anyone that is suitable for your use. Just open it out like this. Just open it. I may not be able to share that right now, but just open it. And then the next thing you want to do is you come to this part where you have the outline. I just highlight, copy everything. I'm going to stop here because the other ones are just an explanation. I'm going to copy that and then I'll paste it in my word processing document. So I have pasted it. Okay, great. So I've pasted that now in my word processing document and I have that set and ready. Okay. I'm sorry. Oh, what am I sharing? Okay, great. All right. So now the next thing you want to do, we have generated our book title. We have created our book outline. Now, the next thing you want to do is go ahead and generate the manuscript. Now, this is a very tricky aspect you should know, because one thing you should know is that the way this thing has generated this outline for you, you can decide to take this one step at a time. You take this one step at a time, and this is how you go about it, right? Now, you see this part, it says introduction. The next one is overview of the real estate market. Now, there are so much here that I'm not going to be able to cover in this very session, but I'm going to give you a brief, like I'm going to show you how you go about it. Then after you have learned how to go about it, you can use what I'm going to teach you right now to generate the entire content for your manuscript. Yeah, so this is what I'm going to do now. This part that says introduction, right? This, I'll copy this. I'll say write a manuscript. Okay, now let me do it this way. Write an introductory manuscript. Introductory manuscript for the above book. Remember that this particular tool has its way of recalling every bit of your conversation. This is basically a conversation we're having. I'm having a conversation with this tool. So you are going to write as though you are trying to tell it that, okay, let's converse. I have done this. Now I want you to build on what you have already done before, and let's continue to speak like that. Do you get that? Great. So now this is what I'm going to do. I say, write an introductory manuscript for the above book, and I'm going to click on go. Now this is what is going to go. Guys, I say that this thing is magic. I don't know if you are don't oh God of heaven. I don't know how to explain. I actually feel very excited about this tool, like very excited, and that's why the moment I stumbled on it and I started using it, I could not contain it. I had to, tell you about it. You get it? All right. Now, you know what I'm even going to do? Maybe I'm going to share this introduction with you guys so that you're going to read it on your own. Let me put it out in excellence. Yes, work make easy. Now let me just copy all this introduction. I'm going to paste it in the chat. I'll paste it in the chat so that perhaps you guys can just read through it and tell me if this is not crazy. If this magic is not crazy. I don't know. It's not pasting. Perhaps the word is longer than expected. I can't paste the stuff. Okay, I can't paste this, yeah. So maybe I will just put it on a Google Docs or something. Now just look at this. This is the introduction. You see what I asked it to? I say write an introductory manuscript for the above book, and it says introduction. Welcome to the Smart Investor's Guide to Real Estate. You now continue to say what the real estate investing can be a lucrative and rewarding stuff. Blah blah blah. Look at what it says here. In these pages, you will find a comprehensive overview of the real estate market and all and all. It says throughout the book you will find. So let's get started. This is a very perfect way to introduce this book. Now, what do? I'm going to now come here. I'll copy like this. I'll just copy everything here. I'll copy this. Come back. Remember I said I have a doc file open. I'm going to now paste this in my doc file. Sorry about that. Paste that in my doc file. And then I continue. Right? I'll paste that in my doc file and then I continue. Now let's continue. So now we have done introduction. What's the next thing here? It says overview of the real estate market. I'm going to copy this now. I'll copy this and I'll paste it here. And then I'll write again. I'll say, write an overview of the real estate market to continue on the above manuscript. Enter. Now, some of you say that when you're using this tool, there are repetitions. And the reason why you have repetitions is because of the way you interact with the tool. Do you remember that it's an interactive tool, and it generates content for you based on what you share with it. Now, the first time I say you write an introductory manuscript for the book, but now I'm telling you to write an overview based on what it has already written. Do you get it? So now what I'm generating now is a content that we relate. It's going to have a very interactive flow. Starting from introduction, it's going to now go to an overview, and the overview is not going to be a repetition. If you read this and you read what we have here, you see that it's not the same thing. It is not the same thing. They are entirely different stuff. Now, but one thing you should know is that many times when you write like this, this particular tool does not know that you're writing a book. So it's just to this tool, you are only generating content per time. So it is now left for you as the user to be able to walk through the content it gives you, see how you are going to edit it and proofread it so that it create the flow. Ensure that you don't, after you've copied all these things, you don't go to Amazon and just publish it. No, don't do that. When you have gotten the content, go back, read it gradually, remove what is not supposed to be there, edit what is meant to be edited, and so on and so forth. Remember that this tool is not connected to the internet. So it's giving you content based on what has been pre-trained to share. Right? So now that you understand that it is giving you content based on what has been trained to share, you should know that there are some of the information that may not be updated that is going to pull out to you. That's why many times I advise people to write based on what they already know. If you write based on what you already know, it becomes easy for you to detect what is false and what is correct. But then, this particular session is about generating content and not a full training on how to use ChatGPT. So I'm going to generate the third content, and then we are going to move on to the next thing. So I'm copying this. I'll go back to my tool, my doc file, and then I'm going to paste what I've copied right inside. Correct? Now that you understand how to go about this, I'm going to now generate the third content so that you see how this all relates to each other. The next one says importance of real estate investing for building wealth. I'm going to now copy this. I'll tell it again. I'll say, write, see what I'm now doing this time. I'll say, write 3 paragraphs on, I'll paste that, the importance of real estate investing for building wealth, to continue the above manuscripts. Now look at what it's going to generate for me again. It's generating another set of content for me based on what I've asked. I asked you to give me 3 separate paragraphs, and this is what it's going to be doing for me. Now, bear in mind that what I'm doing is interaction. I am interacting with this tool. I'm telling it to build on what has already created for me so that I'm going to now have a better flow when I share this book completely. Yeah. Now, there's one thing I always notice about this tool that I want you to be mindful of. Anytime you generate a content, whatever, it usually ends the content with this word overall. Remember, I told you that this book, the tool does not know that you're writing a book. It is you who knows you're writing a book. And because it does not know you're writing a book, it thinks you are generating content per time. Remember, I said 3 paragraphs. This is 1 paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph. Now I can decide to tell it to write more, and I'm going to do that. But before I do that, I want to show you that, look at here. It ended with overall. Here again, it ended with what? Overall. So you don't want to be writing your book and then having overall every time repeatedly at the end of every section of your book. Now you don't want to do that. Don't do that. So that's why I say you read through. Many times when you have stuff like this, change this word to maybe finally, something that ends the particular stuff you are speaking of. Do you get that? Now, I want to show you something else you can do. It gave me 3 points on the importance of real estate investing for building wealth. 3 points. I'm going to say, I'll just tell it that write more points. I'll tell it to write more. And look at what to say. It's give me other points. Number 4. Can you see that? Number 4. And to go on to give me number 5 and number 6, and so much and so on that it can give me as it progresses. So this is an interactive tool. Just speak to it as you would speak to just anyone. Speak to your mentor, speak to your friend. Just speak to it, tell it what you want it to do for you, and it goes ahead to do just that. Again, it ends with overall. Why? Because it thinks that I'm just generating a simple content. So sometimes you don't even have to include this last part. Many times what you see repeated is usually this last part or introductory parts, because when it's ending, okay, let's check. Overall, real estate investing can be a powerful tool for building wealth. Let's check what it says here again. Overall, real estate investing offers a range of benefits for building wealth. So these are the parts where you see repetitions, but on the main content, there are no repetitions. So just have that at the back of your mind as you proceed. So I'm going to move ahead to the next thing that I'm going to show you. First off, we have talked about how to generate book titles. We also talked about how to generate book outlines. Now I've shown you how to generate manuscript and content for your book. Then I'm going to now show you how to generate book description. The book description. Now, the book description is what you are going to generate, and you're going to write in that part where you see book details while publishing on Amazon KDP. Now, that particular aspect is a very, very important aspect of your publishing journey, because it is one of the things that readers will see and read before making a decision to buy your book, and you want to get that correctly. Yeah. So what do we do? I'm going to now say here that write an interesting description for the above book. Missed E book for the above book that I can use to sell on Amazon KDP. Now, remember that I have not pre-planned what I'm writing, I'm sharing with you. Everything I'm doing it as I speak to you. So I'm just telling it the kind of help I want, the kind of thing I want it to do for me. And that is just it. There's no magic. There's no magic in creating the content, but the only thing that does magic here is just this tool. It's not me. You understand? Now look at what I said. I said, write an interesting description for the above book that I can use to sell on Amazon KDP. And this is what he generated for me. He said, are you looking to get started in real estate investing but don't know where to start? The Smart Investor's Guide to Real Estate is here to help. In this comprehensive guide, you will learn everything you need to know to navigate the exciting and potentially lucrative world of real estate investing, and blah, blah, and blah, and blah. Now look at this particular banger here. It ended with what? So don't wait any longer. Grab your copy today and start building your real estate empire. This is magic. This is excellent. This makes sense. Now, the thing about book description is that, well, you can decide to use everything you have here to put on your book description. I don't think there's any harm in that. No, I don't think there's any harm in just using what you have here and putting on your book description on Amazon. A lot of people even copy other people's description, which is not good. Don't copy other people's description. That is really a red flag. But when you use this to generate, a book description, I don't even, if you have nothing else to add here, you can just copy it as it is and paste it on your book description and move on. That's acceptable. However, on the main content of the book, don't publish the book the way it is. Please go back, read through, remove what you need to remove, edit what you need to edit, and ensure that the book is not just copied and pasted. So you go through. I always tell people, don't copy and paste anything, especially that has to do with the content of your book. Your book will be flagged and blocked by Amazon. And when that happens to you, it can also lead to your account being blocked. So you have to be very careful, because you don't want to generate content that people are now going to see as, just done, just a crappy work. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be that person that people are going to see as the crappy producer, So now I've shown you how to generate the book description. Now I'm going to also do this. I want you to now generate the 7 keywords. I'm going to generate the 7 keywords that are required for my book. Sorry about the background noise. I'm going to generate the 7 keywords that I'm going to use for my book. And this is how I'm going to do it. I'm now going to say, suggest 7 keywords I can use for the metadata of this book. And search. Now look at this. Magic. Pure magic. Nothing else. Do you know how long it will take you to actually think about some of these things? Do you know how long? Now, this might not be the best of keywords to use, but it is a good start. It saves you the stress of overthinking. It saves you the stress of over searching. It saves you the stress of not knowing what exactly to do. It helps you just go straight to the point, create the content for you, and you get started easily. Now I can easily just copy everything I have here. Real estate investing, property investing, building wealth, financial independence, investment strategy, property management, real estate market. I'll just copy the 7 of them, take them to my Amazon book, them, details page, paste them there, and then I'm good to go. If you want to get maybe very, high quality keywords that, actually pull the radar, and then you are sure that these ones are what I highly search for, then you may have to, get paid tools like Publisher Rocket and so on and so forth. The tools that are available, you may have to get paid tools. But this is a free tool available to us. My advice to you is to use it as much as you can while it lasts, while it is still free. Maybe it's going to there's going to not be a premium version to it sometime, in the future, but I don't know. As far as I'm recording this on 27th of December 2022. It's currently free, and I'm currently using it for what I do. Now, I've also shown you how to generate keywords, potential highly profitable keywords for your book to publish on Amazon. I'm sure that from the introduction, I shared everything I'm going to be sharing with you. And at this stage, I hope that I've also been able to deliver everything I promised to share with you, from how to research and get content ideas, how to research and generate your book title, the writing the manuscript, writing the book description, generating your keywords, and you already know how to publish the book on Amazon. So this is just how it goes. Then after doing all of this, the next thing you want to do is to go to Canva or go to any other graphic design tool that you use, generate your book cover, publish it on Amazon KDP, and continue to earn as much as you can. Now, remember that I don't have a monopoly of royalties, or I don't control how much you can earn on Amazon KDP. I have nothing to do with that. How much you can earn on Amazon KDP depends on how much work you can do, how much quality content you produce, and this acceptance of whatever it is that you publish. So your dedication to the work and everything you put into it is also going to contribute a lot in helping you achieve better success. There are people, if some of them are not here, but there are people who jumped in, who started, publishing with their smartphone. They started publishing. I think a number of them with their smartphone, they published low content books. Some of them from the very first month they started earning, and some people it took them maybe 2-3 months. Some of them complete whole year. Some people have not even earned anything up to now. So the thing is that how much you can earn from this particular model of Amazon publishing depends on a lot of factors that nobody controls. This is a marketplace, and you just do your own work. Make sure that it is quality and of good, it's quality and excellent. Go ahead and publish, and then leave the rest to the market to decide what is best for them to purchase. I hope that with this, I promised 30 minutes, but we have 45 minutes. We have gone into, as far as 45 minutes, but I don't think it's even up to 45 minutes. Anyway, I hope that you got some value from everything I've shared with you this afternoon. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate. Leave it for me in the comments, in the chat. I'm going to see it, and then I'm going to respond in the next 5 minutes before I call this particular live broadcast and training to a close. So if you have any question, please don't hesitate to let me know in the chat. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to respond to it, and then I'm going to call it a day, because we have a lot to do. It's the festive period, and lots of people are resting. Anyway, yeah, I have a question, not exactly related to this. Okay, so if you have a question not related to this, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to stop recording. Then I'm going to stop recording this particular session. I'm going to also end the live broadcast, and then I'm going to take a question maybe after we have ended this. So if you have any other question that is related directly to what we have just shared, please do well to ask. Those of you watching on YouTube, sorry, I'm actually doing this directly from Zoom, so I may not be able to see what your questions are right now, but I promise that I'm going to go back to look at your questions and reply to as many that as I can. Okay, so if there's no other questions for me on this particular broadcast that is related to what I've shared this afternoon. So I want to thank you again for being here with me. I want to thank you again for buying from me. I want to thank you for, for following everything I've shared. And I want to thank you because you have been here from the start to the end. And I know that what I've shared with you will improve the level at which you publish your book, the pace and the quality of books you publish going forward. And I know that for me, this is like a life changer. It's such an interesting time to be alive, really. So go ahead and use the tool to the best of your abilities. But don't forget, whatever you get from ChatGPT is not the ultimate. Don't copy everything you have gotten and paste and then publish on Amazon. Your book can get blocked, can get flagged, and you risk your account being blocked as well. So what you should do after you've gotten the content, ensure that you read through, edit, proofread, and ensure that you add your own input. Whatever kind of input you are going to add, ensure that you make it in a way that it reflects some level of your own abilities, or of your knowledge or your own research, and then go ahead and publish. No harm in doing that. Yes, the recording will be made available. The recording will be on YouTube. I think it's currently streaming on YouTube, but I'm going to get this part. I'm currently recording this session. I'm going to also publish this session somewhere for every one of you to be able to get access to. I'll share the link. And I think that is basically it. So thank you again. I remain at Amazon. If you're not following me on YouTube, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do well to subscribe right now. If you are not following me on Facebook, do well to do that. On Instagram, anywhere, just follow me and enjoy the flow. Thank you, thank you. See, someone is trying to join now. So I'm ending the recording right now.